So we've gotten our ABBA musical. We've gotten our Yesterday with the Beatles. We've gotten Bruce Springsteen. Come on, Rush. Come on, Rush. What's up, guys? Welcome to Movie Emporium's movie review of Blinded by the Light, the newest film from director Gurinder Chadha. It stars Viveik, Kalra, Kulvinder, Ghir, Aaron Phagura, Dean Charles Chapman, Nell Williams, and Hayley Atwell. And so the idea of Blinded by the Light is it's a very fantastical film that once again, kind of like yesterday, uses a big name artist to take their songs and kind of propel the story. So, you'll use different songs and kind of shape how you want to tell your tale of whatever you're telling. And like yesterday with the Beatles, this involves Bruce Springsteen. And of course, Bruce Springsteen had been very popular in the late 70s. He kind of had a downturn, but then, Bruce Springsteen eventually became the artist that he is. And this movie involves Javid, who grows up in that time frame of the 80s when, the culture was downtrodden because the economy was on the down low. There was a lot of unemployment, and, there was also a very racist society with the whole fact that a lot of Pakistani people were moving to England to try and have a better life. And the people in England, kind of like today's society, were very against it. A few people, of course, many people were for it, but a lot of people were very against different cultures coming to their city. This movie is very prescient to what's going on today, but we'll get to that in a couple minutes. But the story, like I said, it centers on Javid. Javid is Pakistani. He grows up in England. His father is very strict, and they have very traditional ways of doing things. His father doesn't want him to kind of date anybody because I'm sure they want to give him, a proper wedding and a future wife. But they want him to do his studies to become like a lawyer and so on and so forth. But Javid is not that. He is a artist. He is a writer. He writes poems. He is just very artistic and very committed to what he wants to do. But like I said, the things are holding him back. His family's holding him back, and he just can't get what he wants. And along the way, he meets this character named Roops, and Roops is this guy who's also Pakistani. He is very, he's a good guy. He is very into Bruce Springsteen, and because Javid doesn't really listen to that type of music, he Roops gives him two cassettes, and it's born in the USA, and I can't remember the other tape or whatever. But once Javid listens to this album, his whole world changes, and everything about his life, about his movement, about his way of thinking, completely changes. He uses every song to kind of shape his life. He kind of gives the ideas, and everything that Bruce Springsteen's saying kind of like forms who he is. And it's really powerful when you think about it. But along the way, he meets this woman named Eliza, who's a person that's very for the change of England with, different cultures. She is very into like just pushing things forward. She doesn't want things to be like it is. And they form a relationship, a girlfriend boyfriend relationship, and it's a fun relationship. It's not the greatest relationship in the world, like, because Liza doesn't have a lot of development, but she's still a lot of fun in the role. And you really get a sense that they really love each other, even though they have it's like a Romeo and Juliet situation where her Eliza's family is very Christian. They're very against Pakistani and different cultures, and then you have Javid's side, which is a family that's very traditional that wants you to marry inside the culture, which is very how things are and still kind of are. And also, Javid is friends with a guy named Matt, and Matt is trying to develop his own band. He's trying to get Javid to write music for him because he knows Javid's well versed and very artistic and he knows how to write, and he wants him to be creative. And he realizes that his Javid's family is just very against him, Javid, doing anything. And their ideas and cultures clash, and it's fun to see Matt, who is very into synth pop and stuff like that. It's just funny to watch his like hairstyle and clothing and all that stuff. And that's the great thing about the 80s is the clothing. But Then we have a character who's played by Hayley Atwell, and she plays Miss Clay. And Miss Clay is one of those teachers that is very supportive of her classmate or class and her people, and she takes a liking to Javid. She sees that he's very artistic, he's very, well versed in how he writes. He's very just like poetic, and he has a lot of drive and fire in his stomach for this passion of writing, and she is the catalyst to try to get him to push himself forward past his family's ideologies and moments and so on and so forth. And Hayley Atwell is Hayley Atwell. She's fantastic in the role she's given. Even though she's not in a whole bunch, the impact that she has on Javid is fantastic and just beautiful. And that's just this whole movie in general is just a beautiful look at the 80s in England and how hard it was for everyone. When you see Javid's father, who's very strict and very just by the book in his ideologies, you really feel for him because he is a guy that's struggling to provide for his family, and he wants his family to succeed. He moved them to England to have a better life, and because of the culture clash of the racism and the downturn of the economy, it's just you really feel for him and Javid because he gets so blinded by the light. And it's very important because that whole idea of blinded by the light is very kind of like the setting point for how this movie plays out. He just doesn't understand that his father is really does care about him, but he has a very strict way of doing it, and it takes Javid a kind of it takes him a while to understand that. But when he does, you kind of see that family is important. This is about family, and family is really important. But the movie does a really nice job of showing you how the economy and how racism and all that stuff is really prescient in the world of the 80s as it is today. This movie is a very mirror image of how we are dealing with society in the 2010s. I mean, when you look at it, you can really feel that the director is just really on point with what she's trying to say, and the fact that she sees how America is now and how messed up it is and how society is just a chaotic mess. We are in an economy that has problems, and there's a lot of racism going on. There's a lot of gun violence and so on and so forth, and you see stuff like that in this movie, and it's just amazing to kind of see it all bounce together. It's pretty impressive if you think about it. But because this deals with Bruce Springsteen and it's called Blinded by the Light, the songs really impact the story, and it's really cool to see certain songs with Bruce Springsteen kind of play out musically, and how the words from his writing kind of just pop up on the screen is really cool. And there's the one thing that at first I was kind of slowly getting on board, but there's a moment that turns when one of Bruce Springsteen's famous songs, I can't remember what it is, I apologize, but the three main leads, Eliza, Roops, and Javid, start running around the city, and you just have this fun dance sequence and just fun moment of just pure joy and energy. And then the movie just completely envelops you in heart and soul and mind, and just goes in a really interesting dimension and direction that I fell in love with. This is a top 10 of the year movie for me because it's so well written, because the characters are so likable. Even Javid's father is just passionate and he's beautiful. It's a fantastic performance, and everybody's just really good. Javid's family is really awesome. You can really feel their plight. You can understand that they really care about him, but the father kind of is the ruler of the house. It's just a perfect good movie, and it has great soundtrack. It's all Bruce Springsteen music, and the 80s style is there. You see this flock of seagulls look, and you see like the Elvis Costello look, and you just see everything that made the 80s as perfect as it was, while giving you a kind of a deep message of being who you are and who you want to be. That's the thing about life. You can't go by what your family says. Sometimes you gotta create your own mold of clay, build your own self-worth, and be the person you need to be and want to be. And that's what this movie's trying to say. Be the person you want to be, because if you don't, you're gonna look back and regret it, like Javid's father does in the movie. He regrets that he can't do more for his family, and it's beautiful. And then the very end just kind of made me cry a little bit because it was so impassionate, and Javid just gives a very moving performance. But you know, it's not perfect. There are some moments where it's just really weird and it's offbeat, but overall it's a great movie. It's one of the best of the year and deserves everything that it gets if it gets a lot of accolades. So that'll do it. That's my take on Blinded by the Light. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments below when you see this movie what you think. I did see it a week early, so it's not out yet. But also hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button at the top, and comment below. Otherwise, we'll see you guys on the next video. Peace out. What's up, guys? Thank you so much for checking out Movie Emporium. I really appreciate it. If you want to, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification button and the bell at the top. Find out what's coming next for Movie Emporium. Also, check out these 2 videos. They're amazing. I think they're awesome. I think you'll enjoy them too. But otherwise, thank you so much for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.